The Duke Samuel Du Bois Cook Center on Social Equity and Insight Center for Community Economic Development bring to you what we get wrong about closing the racial wealth gap. Myth 1. Greater educational attainment or employment rates on the part of blacks will close the racial wealth disparity. We can't outrun this with diplomas. Myth 2. The racial home ownership gap is the driver of the racial wealth gap. We can't expect real estate to be our escape from historical wealth inequality. Myth 3. Banking black and buying black close the racial wealth gap. We can't use black dollars to spend our way out of the racial wealth gap. Myth 4. Black people saving more will close the racial wealth gap. Myth 5. Greater rates of financial literacy will close the racial wealth gap. Myth 6. Entrepreneurship will close the racial wealth gap. Myth 7. Emulating so-called successful minorities will close the racial wealth gap. Myth 8. Improved soft skills will close the racial wealth gap. Myth 9. The growing number of black celebrities prove that the racial wealth gap is closing. Myth 10. Black family disorganization is the cause of the racial wealth gap. None of the mythology that pushes narratives that black Americans are their own worst enemy will close the racial wealth gap. Instead, we need policy that is transformative in imagination, such as racial reparations, baby bonds, or a federal jobs guarantee. Learn more by reading the full report today.